Yep. You need to back. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel, Handmade by Ying with Donna. Today is July the 28th, 2023, and it's 10 o'clock p.m. on a Friday night. I'm flying solo tonight, and I want to thank everyone for being here. Tonight, I have Gloria Butler. Hello, Donna, Joan, everyone from Northeast Tennessee. I was working on the Vortex and completely forgot Becca's live. I'm making sure that I don't forget yours. Well, thank you. And I humbly appreciate you coming tonight. How's your Vortex coming? Let me know in the chats. Hello, Sean. Thanks for stopping in, sweetie. Nancy Robinson, I'm so happy to catch you live. Rainstorm and thunder went through, but we're all done with that. Now it's beautiful here in Minnesota. Gloria Butler, I thank you for being here. And let me see. Diane Constance, good evening from Massachusetts. Hello, hello. So with all of that being said, we're going to slip down to the table and I'll get to talk to you for a couple seconds and show you what I'm up to. So right now tonight, I'm working on week 6 of the Vortex. Hello, Lorraine. Thanks for coming, sweetheart. And I might go ahead and start streamlining these other pieces and getting this moving along a little bit faster. I took it slow this go around so that others could stay caught up, but it looks like I'm just going to go ahead and streamline. So next week, I'll probably do week 7 and 8 together so that we can just go ahead and join this section. And then I'll flip it over and then we'll work and see how we're going to go ahead and do this. It was supposed to last till September the 1st, but we might be able to streamline it and get it moving a little bit faster. I'm more comfortable and caught up with you. Awesome. That is fabulous. So I went ahead and took the liberty tonight. I knew I didn't have Teresa Louise and I don't have Susan with me tonight. Susan's got a bad storm right now going through Delaware, and Teresa Louise is not able to be on with me tonight. So you get me. And my Jersey girl, she's got a family emergency and she's handling that. Hello, Chloe and Melody. Thank you, ladies, for joining me tonight. So with all of that being said, let's get sewing. I went ahead and went down my list here. And this week is 71 through 88. It's just a small section. And it's not going to take long tonight. But I've went ahead and pinned my parts. 71 to 72, 75 to 76. And then I went ahead and pinned all the way down, and I've got 2 left that did not get pinned in, and I'll show you where they're going to be joined in, and then we'll join the whole thing together all at once. So what you're going to see me doing is streamlining, but I'll tell you what numbers are coming through as I'm doing it. And I've went ahead, like I said, and pinned in my corners, pinned it in place, and made sure that everything is lined up. And you're definitely going to want to sew right on this line right here. So let's get sewing. So I'll go ahead and pull my first pin and streamline this one straight in. Go slow and steady because you don't want anything to shift on you. Pull your pin out at the end. And then I'm just going to go ahead and pick up my next parts. Let me move these out of the way. There's quite a bit that needs joined on this section. And we're just going to get it done. Pull my pins out and make sure that I'm holding it snug. And we're going to just stay straight on that line and stay true to it. And this is 85 to 86 being joined right here. This is 88 to 87. And where your pins are facing, when I sit and pin everything to get it moving, I go ahead and just line those straight up. Hello, Karen, and welcome, sweetheart. Thanks for hopping in tonight. I greatly appreciate it. will be low in the chat tonight. Dahlia's away, one of my moderators with family, and having a blast watching sailboats. We'll pick up the ones that I've already got pre-pinned and get all of these in. This is 75 to 76. And when you're sitting around in your spare time and you've got your parts made, go ahead and get them pinned up. That way, when you're sewing them, you can just do a lot in a little bit of time. And this is 71 to 72. Your needles are a little bit cumbersome to get out when you've got it onto the needle. So you really don't want to run over them at all. So we'll snip them all apart. And this will be the first time you saw me streamline sewing, but it'll just make it go a little bit easier tonight for everyone. And you'll do these just like you would any other time. The only difference is you're getting them all together in one sitting. Let me move my week 6 paper out of the way. That way you know exactly where we're at tonight. Got my acorn juice here handy and ready to go. So what I'm going to do is open it up, and these are lined up exactly where I need them to be. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it down and tear the paper. Hello, Kelly, and welcome. Dinner is done and having one more glass of red wine. Cheers. Absolutely. I'm still cutting out my fabric for the doggy quilt. Sean, if I remember when we're done, I just finished that one up the other night. It was quite easy. It was, the hardest part, honestly, on that one was deciding the fabric, and you'll love it once you start sewing. It comes together so stinking fast. It's unbelievable. And my goal is to try to hit the long arm with it this weekend. If not, I'll definitely get it done next weekend. Acorn juice and knock it down flat. Flip it over and keep your seams flat. That sounds like fun, Sean. All scraps. Absolutely. Thanks, Joe. I am at 663 subscribers, I think. That's fabulous. Sean hit 2,000 subs this week, and that is a fabulous milestone. I'm so proud of him. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication and teamwork and helping each other grow and supporting each other. And it's always fun to see your, I call them teammates per se, growing. We like to share each other's info and links and just share. Teresa Louise is growing, all of them. Yay, Sean, well done, absolutely. Yes, all the scraps except the background and the backing. I haven't even chose my backing yet for this one. That'll be coming, I'm sure. No time at all. So I'll fold this back and make sure that it lines up, and it does. It's a wonderful community. Yes, it is, and we're so thankful and blessed. We've got a lot of amazing support out there. And I love it that we can all take time and learn from each other. The chat will probably be a little low and slow tonight. Becca's got her weekend long retreat if you're one of her VIP members. So a lot of the girls are probably in there. It started about 5 o'clock this evening, and it'll run through Sunday. Hello, Susan. Susan's in the chat. Storm must have passed. I'm a wee little bit off on my seam here. So double check. It's just a scant, but it's enough to let me know. Thunder and storm heading my way now. Okay, sweetie, well, just stay safe. That's all I got to tell you. Joe will be the one dropping links tonight. Sean will, and Susan for as long as she's in the chat. Oh, that is wonderful. Brenda is a sweet lady. Memoirs of a Long Arm Quilter is running close to her numbers as well. So is Susan. There is so much to learn. Martha's close. It's really fun when you see your numbers grow and you're watching your numbers each and every day or once or twice a week or whatever you do and see where you're at. And it tells you, like, based on your views, is this content that everybody wants to see? Joan Reed, I'm attending my first workshop this weekend. A lot of quarter-inch, lots of 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 squares. Hopefully it'll turn out well. Oh, I'm sure it will. I have faith. You'll have to show me. Hey, everybody. Delia, you're supposed to be spending time with the hubby. But thank you, sweetheart. Joe's over here going, hey, you tell her bonfire next to hubby. Hello, Shelley, and welcome. Cheetah, Leo, Sean, we're going to figure out next week. He's at a wedding today. That'll be cool. No, I'm on my cell phone. That is so cool. Thumbs up. Teresa Lynch, thank you. Just finger press them down in. Acorn juice your seams. It really helps when you're doing these FPPs. And I don't mind getting it on my fingers. I just like to make sure it's in my seams good and tight. And when you see me flinch and pull back, it's okay. I've just been stabbed by a pin. Did you get my box? It said it was already, it was ready for pickup. It's probably at the post office and I was out of town all day today. So I will slip out tomorrow. I am so sorry. I did not get it picked up. And I do appreciate it. I am sitting next to him and enjoying the night sky on my cell phone. God love you, Dell. I appreciate you slipping in. It means a lot. Gloria Butler, hi. Teresa Louise, I don't see her in here. No. And I'm sorry if I missed something. I'm trying to not burn my fingers. Okay, no rush. Just wanted to make sure you get it. I'll stop out at the post office in the morning. Our post office, I have access to it, but it's too late tonight to run out. And I do apologize for not getting it quicker. I'd have been able to open them and show them tonight, Gloria. I mean, Shelley. And one more of the big pieces. Fold it back before you do and make sure you're all lined up. It's really important that you do that. No, Teresa Louise. You just give it the heat, flip it over and repeat over here. This little bit right here, you're going to snip that right off and it's going to be out of your way. It's all good. Thanks, sweetheart. I left my scissors over on the long arm. Teresa Louise, I did get that pattern cut out this morning. So it's boxed up and ready to go whenever you teach that one on your channel. That looks like a really fun one. And then the last one, make sure you flip it open and make sure that you are lined up. Sassy is a 484. Fabulous. More friends showing up. Gotta go. You go ahead and go, Day. Enjoy your time with your friends and your husband. That's the #1 priority. Joe says, put the phone away and act like nobody exists. Susan's at 455. We are getting everyone there. It's going to be great. Once they all hit their 500, Joe and I are pledging a Fat Quarter Shop gift card as they make their way to the 500 mark. So if you guys can share their channel and share the love, we greatly appreciate it. Teamwork. Martha's at 473. That is fabulous. Close this up for a second. And now I'm going to lay them all belly down again so that I can see where my numbers are, because when you're sewing them in stacks, you got to be really diligent and really careful. So I've got 71 and 72 here, and that's on this side. So now I'm 173 and 74. And need to find my 75. Here it is. So I'm going in order. 71 and 72 is laid aside. And that's going to be the top section here, 73 to 74, right here to here, 75, 76. So we're going to get these lined up. That'll be our next one. And I know it seems like a lot of pinning, but I'd rather pin than have a date with Jack. And I like to use one of the sharpest pins. It'll go through everything really simple. And at the other end as well. You see my moderators, they're in blue predominantly. If they have a channel, please take time to go check them out as well if you're not already subscribed. We all greatly appreciate it. None of us take anything for granted. So I'm going to get this one in. This one is a tad bit crooked right there where my fabric shifted. So slow down right there and pull your fabric right back in place. And that does happen from time to time. You're going to snip off here where it's hanging out and snip off on this corner. It'll help you get a clean edge. Fold them back and you'll see they all line up. So I'll move this out of the way and we'll go ahead and press this down. So what's everybody's plans for the weekend? I'm just shocked that anyone watches my videos. I love watching your videos, Kelly. You have no idea. You are amazing and have fabulous content. Now here's where your lines really, really needed to line up. So when I pinned this, I made sure I had a pin right here as well. And that is really important when you see those little lines, if you want everything to be cohesive. Lay it down for just a second. You're not going to have a lot of bulk in these, but you've got where you've got fabric and it's in little bits and little slivers. You're going to want to hold those down and make sure that you do get that acorn juice on it. The flatter it is, the better. When you're pulling this paper out in the end, and when you join all of this together, no one's going to rip your quilt apart to see how you ironed it. But you'll be thankful that you did. So now I'm going to take and join these two. Flip them over. And right here, as you can see, you're going to have a junction. So you're going to want to make sure that you stick a pin in there as well. The directions do not call for it, but it'll help you line up. So I always like to start in one of the corners. It doesn't matter which one. Get it up just right and pin it in place. I'm going to have a little peek here because I want that to line up. Make sure this is flat, and I'm going to flip it because I want to make sure down here lines up. And it does. So now we're going to get this side. I'm cleaning and reorganizing the clutter and notions in my sewing room. I took the day off, but need to get back at it tomorrow. Absolutely. Thank you, Donna. You're going to make me cry. Kelly, I just love your content. It is fabulous. So never second guess yourself, babe. You got good content over there. Make sure the disc does not wiggle out. You're going to want to hold it tight, or you can pin it. I like to just hold it steady. And then right here is where it needs to line up. Let the machine do the work. Yep, I sure am. Hold on, baby. I can't sew a straight line and read the chat at the same time. Okay. Kelly Clark, well, Jackie of Stitch Art. Donna, are you going to be doing a Judy Niemeyer pattern? Yes, I am. Absolutely. I don't know. Chris from Sew the Distance might look to see how you're pressing your seams. I don't know. Chris from Sew the Distance might look to see how you're pressing your seams. I like to press mine open when I'm doing FPP. I'm planning on working on moving my sewing room now that I am finally feeling better. Awesome. You'll be glad when you're in your new space, Susan. You'll get there little bits at a time. That's a big job, Susan. Good luck with it and have a bit of fun too. She will. I can't wait till she gets it all done, all organized, everything exactly where she wants it, and then she'll give us a room tour, I'm sure. Chris takes old quilts apart. Absolutely. I do quilt restorations as well. I just don't do it on my channel. Bet Sparky will be happy, Susan. I bet he will too. He told her, hurry up and get well. So glad to hear that. I have one. I mean, the one I have is confusing. We'll do it with you. Sounds good. Email me and I will give you the information. And I'll have my husband drop the email link. Yes, he will, Mr. Joe. Thank you, sweetheart. I'd be lost without the Joe. Now right here, you do have a bit of bulk. Don't worry about getting acorn pin on your fingers. It's okay. It'll wash off later. Then flip this around. The Jeannie Niemeyer pattern, have you gotten it cut out yet? Several of us cut ours out at Quilt Retreat. Back in a few, I have to go pluck the laundry off the line. I keep forgetting about all the time differences. I love the way she says that. Pluck the laundry off the line. If I had a clothesline, ours would be out. Trust me. Nothing beats laundry off the line. Now this one little seam here, no matter what I do, it's going to lay flat. It's just going to go off to the right. There's nothing I can do about it except for accept it and move on. I'm not going to sit there and fool with it. So the seams that I just joined, I'm going to go ahead and just heat them up. Joe, how did you do with the tooth pulling? He did fabulous. The healing of it, he ended up with a little bit of an infection. I think he had prior to it being pulled. But the healing now is done. And antibiotics, all of that goodness is behind him now. Okay, so those are done. So I'm just going to sit those aside for right now and move down to the next numbers. So that went up to 76, 77, and 78. So I'm going to look for 79 and join it. And then we're going to have 80. Let's get these numbers laid out. So we're going to join 77 to 78. I want to make sure that I have it at the right angle. 77 is this one. Make sure that it's at the right angle. This one is, and then this one is going to be the long V. So you're going to flip it and pin it. Pin it in place. It's quite a long seam. I'm just going to stick straight down through and it lines up. And just make sure that it's good and flat for you. Snips. Snip these little slivers because we don't need those in the way. Open it up and you're going to see that they line up. Joe, Teresa Louise is in the waiting room. And then we're just going to pull it in place. Go ahead. All right. The jar, you're welcome. So we're just gonna just pull it all out. Hey, beautiful.
Hey, how's
How
it
are you
going?
doing? It's going. Trying to keep up with reading the chat and sewing a straight line and Joe talking to me all in one little bit. Thanks for hopping on.
Sure, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Always, the door's always open for you.
Is my
Sorry.
air conditioner too loud?
I can hear it, honey.
Okay,
So that's a good thing.
yeah, that is a good.
Is it
That's
warm
good.
up there?
Yeah, it says it's 86, I think.
Baby, you don't have to sit up in that heat.
Now, the air conditioner will cool it out pretty fast. So, all right. If I start to melt, you know what happens.
I know the love. So how do we do, Teresa Louise? With a hotness. So I've got 77, 78, 79. You're going to look at your paperwork and you're going to join 80 according to the directions. But I want to join 80 and 81, and I've already done that. So now we're going to marry those pieces together. So that was one of the ones that we had done in the beginning where I had them pinned in place. So then you're just going to wiggle them down and make sure that no matter what you do, you're pinning them. That's really going to help you every step of the way. I like to get them flat before I even attempt the pin. Okay, back. Hi, Teresa Louise.
Hello, everyone. Hope everybody is having an awesome Friday night. What are you doing in there, Will? It's kind of weird. Checking out the garbage can.
Do what, baby?
Oh, Will, as he was looking in the garbage can.
She thinks she got some goodness for her.
Yeah.
Or she's like, oh, mommy's going to make me a quilt next.
Yeah.
Could be.
She likes my quilts. How far along are you on this, Donna?
What, tonight? Or all of it?
Just in general on your Cheetah.
I've got just up to here done. Right now, I'm just joining all the parts for week 6.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be just right here. And I had broke them down to really stretch it out throughout the summer.
Right.
But Jersey's got all of her parts done and ready to join. Susan's ready to start joining hers. So I might go ahead and just, instead of waiting and pushing it out to September, go ahead and do like week 7 and week 8 next week, and we'll see. But I want to talk to Susan first and see where she's at for sure with hers.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And here I am still working on the tiger.
And I told you, no one gets left behind. And we are waiting, but life happens. So then you're still going to just press it down with your fingers and fold it back. And make sure that you're lined up before you ever pop this seam. It really helps. Hello, Shelley. Sounds good to me. To move forward, Susan. So you want to do week 7 and 8 next week? And then I'll look at the schedule and see where we're at as far as streamlining it. That way, it'll give everybody like a week break or 2, and then we can go ahead with the next project. But I want to give Teresa Louise a chance to finish up her Tony. And I do have to make another one of these cheetahs. So, got to score me a lot of batiks because Teresa Louise has me mesmerized with the batiks. That's not something I ever would have chose, ever. I was like, oh, that's out of my comfort zone. But after seeing yours, I'm just like, wow.
And one thing I really noticed about those is they iron so much flatter too.
Yeah, I think I'm just in awe of how beautiful yours is. Love it, love it, love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 85, 86. And you really got to watch when the directions tell you to do something. Pull these out of the way. And I'm going to pin up here in this little corner. The quilting compound. Hey, Teresa Louise. Welcome. He'll be back. Give him just a few minutes. So all of this goodness lines up. And since this is quite a long seam, I don't want anything to shift. I am going to go ahead and clip it. No matter how slow you sew, the paper will slide.
Hi, Jamie. Kelly says, the best thing about us quilters is that we all have our own take on things.
Yep, absolutely. I tell you what, I would have never, ever bought one piece of batik until I saw what you were doing. And I was like, wow. I've used it for Becca's test pattern because I was with her when we bought the fabric for that test one. But it's not something I didn't even like the colors, but it was the colors that was chosen for the pattern. You know what I mean? But what I've seen you do with turning just fabric into art, there's no other way of putting it. I want to try that on Little Hooter, and then I want to try it on the Cheetah in its natural colors. You know what I mean? Just to see how they would turn out. I'll never, ever, I don't know. I can't say never. But to get the face lined up, I know I'm going to rely heavily on you. Does this look right? Does my jaws look right? That's what I'll be saying, you know? I'll drive you crazy until I get the hang of it, I'm sure. But I'm thankful you're patient and a heck of a good teacher.
Well, thank you. And Jamie from the quilting compound said, hello, Donna.
Hello, sweetheart. And let me turn my sound up here so I can hear you better.
Want me to turn the air conditioner on?
No. I just couldn't hear you. I had my sound down earlier because we were watching the news. You know how you like that, just that background noise. I always forget everybody's name. That's why I really like it when they put their name in their titles.
I know. It makes it a lot easier.
It helps me.
The quilting compound is Jamie.
Oh, okay. Someday I'll get them all.
How Who's working right now, Willa?
He's like, I don't want you to work, mommy. Now here's another one of the bulky seams. Like I was telling you, you won't be able to force that open. It's just no matter what you do, it's going to lay there. So it's going to be easier to just move past it and finger press the rest in. You might be able to manipulate it when we come back to it. But some of these seams, no matter what you do, they just want to lay their own way.
Yeah.
So I've learned to move past it and accept it. It's going to be inside the quilt. It'll be all right. The quilt
Right.
police will not rip your quilt apart to check.
They better not.
Let them have at it. If they want to go seam ripping, let them have a date with Jack.
That's right. Well, I got the hubby out of the house and he's on his way to sleep test.
Oh, bless his heart. He'll be glad when that is over. Hopefully they can change out the equipment and make
Yeah.
life.
That would be nice.
Mhm. So when you're working with the long pieces, it gets to be a bit cumbersome, but I like to get them done in the order that it calls for. So it's going to take me just a minute to get this one because it's quite long, pinned in. And you pin in place, but then you're going to also look for your lines along the way, just to make sure that your seams are lined up if fabric's going to match or whatever the case may be. And with a long seam like this, I'm not going to pin everywhere or clip everywhere. I'm going to go a pin, a clip, a pin, a clip. And it makes it stay longer. This one here, I've got where it has to line up because my colors.
Hello, Mona did what?
Hello, Mona. Welcome, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you. This cheetah is, at first, I didn't like it at all, to be honest with you. I wasn't sure I was going to like all the colors, but now it's more than growed on me, and I'm really well pleased. And I've already snapped a picture of the face, and I've been playing with my iPad on different ideas for quilting the face of it. So it's going to be this one, when it hits the long arm, nothing else will be on it till it's done. So try to keep all of your paper away from your needle bed. Everywhere you have a pin, trust me, you're going to get stuck. That's why I fell in love with flips. But for this project, I really need the pins. Do what? Donna and Teresa, I just received the acorn pin. I see you are dabbing and not making steam on a seam with it. I haven't used it yet, just asking. I dab mine and I rub my finger along that seam as well, just to make sure that it gets in there good. And your finger is going to be your best guide to tell whether you've got enough on it or not. I love my acorn pen. I think it's one of the best inventions, and I rely heavily on it with my FPP. Oh, God love her. Keep the rain out there, Day. I was telling Joe, I can really tell when we're going to get it. My spine really aches. And I said, we're going to get this silly old storm. All of this paper. Then you're going to flip it before you do anything and make sure that your seams are lining up. This is supposed to be down a little bit, so I'm okay with that. It's supposed to be down and it's even the pattern. So let's slide this and pull it out. See, hi Linda, welcome sweetheart. Oh no, Dahlia. He's been looking forward to this weekend for a hot minute. I run a line of the acorn pin. If you push on it, it refreshes the pin tip and makes more liquid. Absolutely. I just don't like it to soak all the way through to the other side, but if it does, it won't hurt anything.
Oh, and I chipped a tooth today.
Oh no. Popcorn?
No, I was eating the only thing I can think of was I was having a piece of wheat toast for breakfast,
Yeah.
and the kind that have the little seeds on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have weak teeth, and
Right.
and it took the front quarter of one of my molars,
Ouch.
came off.
Oh, babe. Were you able to call the dentist?
Yeah, nobody's available. It's Friday, you know.
Right. They all go golfing on Fridays. That's what we swear to here anyway.
Yeah, that's what the doctors do. Luckily, it doesn't hurt too bad. It kind of aches, a little achy, you know. But
Right.
I'm just trying to not eat food on that side or drink on that side or
Right.
anything like that. And Joe could probably tell you, it kind of gives you a little bit of a headache.
Yeah, he was miserable with his.
Yeah. I would think a headache is worse than the toothache.
Right. I thought he was honestly getting the headache from not eating because if you're not putting nothing in. Wait a minute. What's that called? Tillamook?
Tillamook.
That is so cool.
Tillamook ice. Yeah, that's a brand of ice cream.
Oh, okay.
And in fact, I bought some of that today too, Huckleberry. It's on sale. So, and anyway, she says, and I wish I had some of Teresa Louise's jam to give it some extra flavor.
Ooh. Oh man, I hate that. Worst thing is you keep touching it with your finger. Yes. I'm losing the battle of staying awake, so I'm calling it a night. Good night, Sean. Thank you for staying in for as long as you did. I do appreciate it.
Good night, Sean.
Did you want to see the doggy before you go to sleep?
Joan says, get the clothes out. Yeah, I know. Toothaches are the worst, Sheila. I agree.
Yeah.
Kelly's heading out too. She said, have a fantastic weekend.
Good night. He's going on to sleep. He's
Yeah.
too sleepy to see the dog. Night, Sean. He's got an early morning. So now we've got these last few pieces. So let me see what we do here. 83, 84, and 88.
Thank you, Day. I thought Day was hanging out with her company.
I did too. Joe said that girl is supposed to be. Yes, she is. Seven, 88, 83, 84.
Hello, Shirley.
Hello, Shirley. Thanks for coming in. Spin it up and make sure everything lines up. And then give it a good finger press in.
Dave says it's raining, but enjoying the great outdoors.
Awesome. And that's exactly what you should be doing. You work hard all week long. I wish Joe could be outdoors. He would enjoy it so much.
Love a good summer rain.
I remember when I was little, my grandma had a tin roof, the old time tin roof, not like what you have today. And we would sit there and just listen to a beat off of it from her porch. It was amazing. She's working on her tiger. That one there, I'm telling you what I'm jonesing for. Good night, Mel. Thanks for coming, sweetheart. 82, 83, and 84.
Good night, Melody.
Thank you for coming, sweetheart. 87, 88. It's going to go down on the corner. Lay this out of my way. We'll flip it over. And we're going to line it up. Two more long rows. And then this will be in. Wow, Teresa, is Donna calling? What did she say? Dibs? Yeah, I was calling dibs, but she always laughs at me. She thinks I'm kidding. I would trade her mine for hers, and she laughs every time she saw how jacked up it was. Teresa, when are you going to do the Sew Sampler box of the month? It's the Lily in the Valley.
This Sunday, Joan. This Sunday on the live. 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
I love to watch you walk us through that.
Yeah, Dave says, wow, Teresa. Is Donna calling dibs? Yeah, she called dibs a long time ago.
Yeah. When I first saw the pretty, pretty little face, not that I'll ever score that one.
Well, you might.
Oh, I just think it's gorgeous.
I could leave it to you.
Oh, that's one way of getting it.
Yeah.
Joe says the same thing. We don't want it that way, chick.
Yeah.
You're not checking out on us.
Hi, Annie. How's it going, baby? You're not supposed to come upstairs.
Says, Mommy, I missed you.
Here's
Oh, can you say I'm beautiful?
and then, of course, there's Willa.
Oh, Willa's like, hey, let's go
Yeah.
play.
She's like, that's my mommy, not yours.
Yep, I'll share a lot, but I'm not sharing Mom. I won't be able to join you. I'm attending my first workshop this weekend. I'll have to catch it on the replay. Darn.
Darn.
That's
Jamie
what
said-
replays are for.
Yeah, that's what replays are for. Jamie went on Jingle Bell Quilt Shop Hop today. There were 6 stores. Wow.
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
exciting.
Man, it says, what? You got 2 dogs now?
I always had 2 dogs. One is Brandon's, and she's usually downstairs with him, but he is not home right now. So she has to put up with me.
She's like, okay.
Kind of strange having her up here. I don't mind.
No, but she's probably like, Mom, what are you doing? Time to get me in the truck so we can get bye-byes. Now, which one likes swimming in the river the most?
They both do, but ever since the chocolate lab kind of has a bad knee,
Right.
and so she's not too good about jumping in a lot of places. So.
Oh,
But they both like to. Well, Willa loves catching the ball out there. You throw it out and the
oh,
goes and gets it. She'll do it all day long if you like.
oh, that's cool. Those little silicone things that we got for our fingers for hot glue gun days. I'm starting
Yeah.
to think I need them for the FPP.
Are you burning your fingers a lot?
With getting into the seams.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the little iron. If I was using my big iron, I know I wouldn't, because it's got that real sharp point that forces the seams down.
Yeah. Got my cute little 9 patches done today.
Did you? Let me see. Let me
Yeah.
see. Oh, they are cute.
They turned out 5 inches square.
Really awesome. You can't beat that.
No.
I tell you what, I think that was the finishing touch for that quilt.
Yeah, I do too. But I really like the way Janine's turned out too.
Yeah, I'd have never thought about framing them.
Yeah.
That's where doing these group projects, you learn a lot from each other.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what everybody else comes up with. The last piece is in. Now we get to see how I did. See if it looks okay. Joe's over here. It will. You just do like you have on all of your other little seams. Get it started. Try to keep your fingers. Right, corn pin. I think it was Kelly went out to get clothes off the line. Do you ever hang clothes, Teresa Louise?
Yeah. Yep, all the time.
We used to do it and I loved it. I loved the smell of them, the crisp, and you know. And then one day we needed a car pad so the clotheslines come down.
Especially sheets. I like to hang sheets out.
Uh-huh. When they get really big, do you remove some of the outline paper to make it easier to press? Absolutely. I always just leave landmarks, like all of the inners when I'm doing a quilt. And I'll show you, and I did it with my vortex. As my vortex grows in the video footage that you guys will be seeing, you'll see that I've ripped off a lot of the paper. I leave a couple pieces on strictly because it starts to fall apart from all of the movement. I know I have to leave something that's going to tell me what this piece is, but like this here is falling out. So I'll make sure that I pin one piece here, pin one piece here, and then all of these little pieces, since I don't need them, they're going to come out. So I do take paper out early. Some people are against doing that. I am a strong believer. If it's already loose, why are you going to keep fighting yourself? Take it out. As long as you have markings. So anything on the inside, I go ahead and remove. Like down here, I know what my numbers are, and these are already falling out because they're so tight. They're not needed. I know exactly where this is going to end up. And if you don't have paper in it, I got to get my tweezers. It makes it so much easier to just, yes, if it's falling out, get it out. Easiest way to do it. Just make sure that for each big section, you keep something in there that's going to let you know. Because as time goes by, some of these projects take a little bit. You don't want to be second guessing yourself. Like, oh my goodness, where did this go? Leave, even if you have to stick a pin in it, stick something bright and bold so that you're not going to get stuck with it. You know what I mean? Something that's going to just hold that in place. Then all of these little ones, I would take out because you only need one number on that section. And that's going to tell you how this is going to lay.
Yeah, I took all of mine out that were in the middle, and then I leave the ones along the edges
Yeah, I just take mine out.
that I need to line up with the other edges, you know?
Mhm.
But once I've sewn them to their next section, then they can come out.
Right.
It's a lot easier to manipulate that way, for sure.
Right. And you, yeah, it's my phone. And then just take your time, and it's easier to pick them out sometimes while you're just sitting and socializing or watching a TV show. Hint, hint, YouTube channels. Replays are good. But just sit. It's kind of like mindless, and it's therapeutic. You can really get in there and pick. And go ahead and get them out. That way, when the whole project's done, you don't have a paper tearing party that's going to take you 5 or 6 hours. Then you're going to be resentful of the project because it's going to be like, why did I do this? Blah, 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 blah. Take some out along the way because you don't need it. And people ask me how I get stuff done. This is what it is. I do a little bit of the work along the way. It could be something simple like this. And before you know it, the project will be ready to be quilted. And I won't have a great big tear party. I'll just have a little one. But I always try to remind you is when you get to the larger sections, like this one's getting pretty big. So I recommend tearing out wherever you can, but make sure you kind of leave your landmarks. And this is also going to give you a little bit more stretch without the paper when you've got to line up something.
Mhm.
And then before I ever join my big pieces, I can assure you this is all pressed really, really flat because I want to make sure everything is lining up really nice when I do get the joint in them all. Because it's going to hang and then it'll be moved and then it'll hang a little bit longer, then it'll be moved in between projects. Because if I had to work this one project, I know I would be bored to death. And when you're pulling your papers, that's when you really get to see if you're off on a seam just a little bit. Like right here, I'm a wee little bit off. So I'm going to pull out Jack and I'm going to join this to where it's exactly where it needs to be. Because that's something you can't put a quilt together that way. So I know that's a place I need to go back to. It might have lined up good on paper. And I've seen some people, they're taking like a spritz bottle and getting their papers wet. And it's coming out so much easier. And then they're letting their fabric re-dry and then pressing it out. So it's whatever method works best for you. I don't want to get mine like wet, if that makes sense.
Right.
I don't want anything to shrink on me and then something's not going to line up. But I've seen a lot of different techniques here in the last few months. But Kelly, that was a good question. I know when we did the elephant, I was like, no, because that trunk was the main piece of it. You had to have everything in place to line up around it. So I'll leave a couple of these in just for little markers. And then that'll be all I'm going to take out. I have the important pieces that need to tell me what I'm doing. And there's this piece for tonight. I am.
Awesome.
So it's all came together. And where it's askew here, I am going to, I have a pin here because even though my papers were lined up, I'm off a wee little bit. So I'm going to take a minute before I hang this up and get that in place where it needs to be. So when I'm joining it, it won't be a big deal. See what, babe? I have to fix this little piece here. I am. Thank you, babe. And no one ever said a date with Jack was going to be fun, but now's the time to do it. And as you can see right here is where it got off a little bit. So go ahead and just pop it out. That 1 little inch is going to make a difference.
Plus, if you don't do it now, chances are you'll forget about it.
Yep. And I call it that extra layer of protection. When you're tearing them out, that's when you're going to find out if you've gotten off just a little bit. Yeah. So that's been fixed. We'll press it out with my fingers. I'm not even going to reach acorn pin that. I'm just going to press it out. There you go. And the pattern calls for this one piece. It's going to drive me nuts, but it's supposed to dip down that wee little bit, like the humps on the back. That'll drive me crazy till it's all together. Because I tried to fix it and I was like, the pattern says leave it. As you can see, those little bits that you're doing during the week, it makes a difference. And now with no paper on the back, it'll stick to the design wall a lot easier as well. You're welcome, Shelley. And I know I have a dead bobbin, so I have to get it too. I almost lost bobbin chicken.
Uh-oh.
I got that one piece in just in a nick of time. I told Joe, I said, I really, really, really miss my pre-wound bobbins. They last so much longer. Oh, I am, but I can't until I talk to Jersey to find out exactly what I need. Because it's one of those ones with the fold down.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Fold down or fold, oh, fold.
yeah. Joe goes, ask Teresa Louise why she has a hinge on her table.
These
Mm-hmm.
regular sewing cabinet,
Isn't it?
actually, a hole right here where the sewing machine is supposed to sit down in to it, you know, and then you can drop the machine down and have a totally flat area to work in. But this sewing machine doesn't fit in that. So I just put this board over the hole here.
Yep. I think that's cool. I
And then-
remember my grandma had one. I think it would sit down in and then the top, that door, like a door would fold over, but that gave her extra workspace.
Right, this piece right here on my left, it folds up and goes flat on top here. So then it's just like 24 inches long or so once it's all folded up.
Oh, cool.
It's not very big. But it's got drawers on the side, you know,
I love it.
4 drawers. It has a place for a bunch of spools in the cabinet door down here.
Oh, wow.
It has a bunch of spools, and it has this other neat thing too, but I can't use it when this board is on here. It has a, let me show you.
Oh, don't make.
This thing's really cool. If I used it right, this thing comes up right here.
Oh, wow. What's that for?
Spools of thread.
Oh, wow. You could put all your thread in it and then just pull it up when you need it.
And then it goes back down.
That is cool.
Isn't that cool?
I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's a really nice cabinet. It was Brandon's mom's, and she actually had a Bernina sewing machine
Mm-hmm.
that fit down in the cabinet here in the hole.
Oh, wow.
But I like the machine okay, but it doesn't do everything I would like it to do.
Right. And that makes sense.
Because it's old.
Like the old Singer 1940s cabinets. I think that would be so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I like it.
I do too. I'll be having him looking for one. You watch. I'll be like, hey, that would work for my extra machine and we can put it down there. He's like, when you get more space, when you get more space. He keeps trying to talk me into a building outside. Now I just want to expand the house. I've used the sewing machine cabinet like that. I loved it, but not one of my machines will fit now. Over the course of time, it's amazing how machines have evolved.
Yeah.
I saw a I want to say it was like 1930s machine. And it was a Singer, something like what Ian had just bought, that little tiny one. And I was just amazed at it. And someone had it on a sale on one of those yard sale sites that you see. And they wanted $800 or $900 for it. It doesn't work, but it's a collector's item. And someone bought it right up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, no, I buy machines that work.
Yeah. I don't know what it costs to fix those, but there's Featherweight Company is actually here not too far from where I live, actually.
Oh, wow.
And Kuski it's called. That's the town, Kuski.
Oh,
And
wow.
they repair all those, and you can get a lot of other supplies and stuff from them at the Featherweight shop.
Oh, that's cool.
So I have one of those little ones too. I'll have to show it to you sometime.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I like to look at the older ones. I had up until my mom and dad passed away in their attic. My mom had her mom's treadle machine. You know what I mean? to where
Uh-huh.
Grandma would sit outside and watch us kids, and she would just be a sewing up clothes or cutting up stuff and making God knows what.
Right.
That was neat to watch her just sit there, and if we got her fussing at us, her feet would go a little faster. They're very easy to work on, all without the electronics. My husband swears the cars are the same way. The older ones you can work on easy. These electric ones, I'm sorry, computerized
Yeah.
ones. Love the featherweight shop. Absolutely, Sheila. Well, Teresa Louise, I'm done. How about you?
Yep, I'm all good.
Thank you so much, girl, for joining me tonight and helping with the
Oh, you're
chat so
welcome.
that I could sew. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Thank you,
Anytime.
honey. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I will be popping a live in or maybe a record over the weekend, just something simple. I was reading a book about doing a blog, and I want to kind of do it once on my own, but you can make a 4-patch, and it's a hack for a 4-patch. So I'm going to do it on my own and make sure I can do it. And then I'll do a little video and have Joe purge that out. But it's like, I'm mind blown. I could sit and do 4-patches all day long if this works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look forward
So it'll
to
be-
see it.
Yeah, it'll be really cute.
Okay.
So you guys take care. God bless. Have a fabulous weekend. And I'll see you back here on Monday night. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, babe. Thank you, Dave, for popping in and out.